All right, the number one goal is let's stop this from happening to you. All right, so I went to a customer's home. I always think about this situation because of it happening right on Christmas Day. So, of course, every time Christmas comes around, I think about this customer and this homeowner, this family. Several years back, I went to a customer's house. I was there on the 26th, the day after Christmas. I get there early in the morning, which was surprising, by the way, because those are days where you don't really have to take day offs. Too often than not, you just don't have work that day. But I got a job on the 26th, early in the morning. And I was like, okay, well, here we go. So then I get there, speaking to the customer, and as soon as I say hi to him, I immediately know he's got like that somber attitude feeling going on. So I know something's up. He's not just getting a system because he just felt the need really bad to get a system right the day after Christmas. So in this case, I get to the customer's house, it's the 26th, the day after Christmas, and I start talking to him and I'm like, hey, how's everything going? What's the reason for me, what's the reason for me to be here, especially after Christmas Day? And he tells me, well, I got broken into on Christmas morning. And I'm like, how the heck did that happen? And he goes, well, like usual, family, they have 2 kids. They wake up in the morning, kids open the gifts, they're having an awesome Christmas morning. And then after they've opened the gifts and all, everybody's playing with their toys. And then, mom and dad are just relaxing, starting to do breakfast. Grandma says, hey, come over, and I have gifts for the kids. So, of course, they tell the kids, hey, let's go to Grandma's house, leave everything here. We're going to go get the gifts from Grandma, spend some time with her on Christmas morning, and then we'll be right back. Won't take too long. So kids are like, yay, more gifts. So, of course, they get ready. They hop in the car. They drive off. They leave. Spend time with Grandma, eat some breakfast. Grandma gives them toys. So, of course, the kids are excited to get back. So they said they didn't spend that much time there. Then they get back home, and as soon as they get back home, husband notices the front door looks like it's been pushed open. So once he checks on the door, notices that yes, somebody did, crowbar or flathead screwdriver the door open. He goes inside, leaves wife and kids outside, and clears the house. This is the state of Florida, so we got guns here.
Guns. Lots of guns.
He checks out the house. Nobody's no longer in the home. And then he tells the wife and kids they can come in, and he realizes that all the gifts are gone.
Grinned the Grinch. Grinch grabbed the tree, and he started to shout.
Everything is gone. Now, of course, by this point, he's already called the cops for the cops to come out, but everything's gone. The odds of finding that without having any video, without having any proof, and no one seeing anything, is very rare. Now remember, after he told me this story, I felt so bad. I was apologizing like if I was the reason he got robbed. But the worst part, which is not only are all the toys are gone and the gifts that husband gave to wife and the gifts wife gave to husband, the worst part is what he said after. He said, what's really sad is that we don't have any of the gifts anymore, but we still have the debt. All the gifts and everything they purchased were all purchased on credit cards. And that just hurt my heart.
It's enough to make a grown man cry, but not this man. Get back in there, Tia.
Because now you don't have the gifts, but you have the debt that you still have to pay for. That was painful. Now, what do we learn from this? First thing we learn is prevention is better than reaction. Offense is better than defense, depending on how you look at it. Best option is to have a security system, have cameras, have hardware that the thief can see visually and recognize and decide, nah, you're not the home that I'm gonna choose because I have a higher chance of getting caught if I break into your home versus the neighbors. I always tell everybody that security should be at least 3 layers. At least. You can have more layers than that. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be in this order. Let's say first layer would be the hardware. The actual latch or strengthening material, metal, on the doors, especially your front door, because your front door is the highest breaking point. And windows, locks other than what's already on the door and window already to be added to the house. I'll give you a perfect example. Your front door is the easiest breaking point. I mean, it's very easy, and that's why it's usually the highest percentage of break-ins happen at the front door. A deadbolt is not enough, and I'll say it again, a deadbolt is not enough. So the goal is we want to prevent the break-in, the kicking in of the door, whatever it may be. You gotta have some kind of latch, some door enforcement, something along those lines. Now, second thing, windows. So the windows have locks, they have those little latches. Those little latches a lot of times are plastic, and a flathead screwdriver is very easy to stick a flathead screwdriver and pry them open and they'll pop right off. Come right off of the screw that's holding it down. My recommendation would be having one of those little turn tightening bolts that latch on the actual track of the window. That would definitely help to prevent the window from being lifted after they've broken that lock. And then of course, third thing, again, not in this particular order, but surveillance. You need to have video these days. Too often than not, police do not have what is needed to find the bad guy. This is not CSI in Miami. For you to be able to prove who broke into the home, if it was the neighbor, if it was the guy that walks through your neighborhood 3 or 4 times a week, but you thought it was just one of the homeowners in the neighborhood and really he's just casing the neighborhood, you need to know and have video proof of who it was. I hope it's helpful. Just another day of being a security advisor, protecting homes and hearing all their stories. So let's learn from their mistakes and let's stop this from happening to you.